Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Twist, episode 326. It is April 16th, 2018, and I knew I was going to do this, so let's get the elephant in the room out of the way so I can stop crying, because I'm really sick of this. Thank you everyone for giving me a week off. I don't want to be an adult anymore. I really don't. And because I'm so unadult, I can't even remember to have tissues. I have a washcloth here. So, let's see. So since I was last here, we've had some major stuff happen. A week ago Thursday, hubby's grandfather was given last rites, and he ended up passing last Saturday. Not this last Saturday, the previous Saturday. Sometime between Saturday and Sunday, Phoebe had a stroke. So, helped her to pass on Monday, a week ago today. Tuesday morning, we took off and drove back to Nebraska for Grandpa's funeral. The wake was Tuesday night. Funeral and burial were Wednesday morning, and then we turned around and drove the 9 hours back. And then I worked Thursday and Saturday. Because since he's not my grandparent, I don't get bereavement leave. So, it's been a trying week. I flat out couldn't handle recording last week. I just... End of an era. So anyway, you guys didn't come here to see me all weepy, and this week I have held it together so well. So thank you everyone who sent messages on Instagram for Roz. I am Penguin Knitter over on Ravelry for posting on the Ravelry group, so people would know that I wasn't recording last week and what was going on. Yeah. So it's probably in my top 5 crappiest weeks of my life. Just gonna say that. Has not been good. So, I didn't put makeup on today because I knew I was gonna be crying and I didn't want mascara streaming down my face, so sorry, I'm gonna be sniffly. Pull it together. Okay, no coffee right now, I have tea in my TARDIS mug, because what else do you drink tea out of? Someone is having a crisis, what do? You offer them a hot beverage, and in this case, it's tea. I'm giving it to myself. So, what did I knit on this week? Something that I'm going to show you as an FO, but first, what I've actually knit on. So what I have on my needles right now, I have the Beck sweater. Beck by Danny Sunshine. It's a top-down sweater. I'm doing the 40-inch size. It's Rowan felted tweed DK. It's riding around in my Fat Squirrel Companions bag still, because even after I talked about 2 weeks ago, I haven't made much progress on this. So there's the Rowan felted tweed DK, colorway 173. And, yeah. Oh, ball yarn flying everywhere. So, here's a sweater. What I've got so far. I'm working my way out to the 3rd waist increase. So I've done the 3 waist decreases. It's got this lovely textured yoke to it. I'm working my way out to the 3rd waist increase. And you can see exactly how far I've gone. Yeah, that coffee cup clip, tea clip, whatever. That progress keeper, that has not moved. I have knit exactly 1 row, and I did that this morning. Because I realized, oh, I've knit on nothing but what I have an FO of. So, a little bit of progress on that, and there goes the ball of yarn again. Good lands. Hold it together, Karen, come on. Knitting up using a US 6 4.0 millimeter needle. Finished that second of 3 increases 2 weeks ago and really haven't touched it. So I had to sit there and figure out, because I couldn't remember and hadn't made notes on my pattern, I'd marked that I'd done the second increase, but I could have sworn I had gotten to the third increase, but nope. So still sitting at about 13 inches from the underarm. This is going to be like the thing I work on, but it's also gotten beautiful here in Colorado. I realize the rest of the Midwest is getting socked with snowstorms and tornado watches, and I saw a map of Iowa, and good golly, I'm glad I don't live back there anymore, because everything that could hit the state was hitting the state. Everything, winter storm warning, winter storm watch, a blizzard advisory, a blowing snow advisory, thunderstorm watch, thunderstorm warning, tornado watch, tornado warning, flood watches, and something else. It was all in the state of Iowa in one day. One day. So I'm glad I moved out here to Colorado, something a little more even-keeled with the weather, even though that's been crazy out here too. So going back to Nebraska, we actually had really nice weather, and we made it back in decent weather. It was 70s while we were there, so that was nice. The second thing that I worked on, we're going to move right into FOs. Oh, do I have? No, of course I don't have my big sock blockers. The Steampunk Sonata socks that I'm making for hubby are done. Finished them off last night while we were watching Thor Ragnarok in preparation for Infinity War. We have one movie left to see, or left to watch, before Infinity War comes out on the 27th. So these are new socks for hubby. Last time, 2 weeks ago, I was halfway down the foot of sock number 1. Well, I have, 2 weeks later, I have a finished pair. Done. Kitchenered the toe this morning. The ends are woven in. They are not washed blocked, but they are done. So this is out of Socks That Rock Lightweight from Blue Moon Fiber Arts in the colorway Steampunk Sonata. This is available at at the Loopy U was where I got this, and this is the lightweight. I knitted up on a US 1.5, a 2.5 millimeter needle, and yeah, I started them May, it's not even May yet. Hi Daisy. I started them March 20th or 21st and finished them April 15th. So not bad, 3 weeks for a pair of socks for hubby out of Socks That Rock. So he's got another pair, sock to sock away for, to sock away. Wow, I cracked myself up. That was a lame pun. I'm so sorry. Still have a decent sized ball of yarn, probably about slightly smaller than a tennis ball. That will go into my, ooh, that's actually really close to the color, guys. Hey! Awesome. So this will go into the bag for my stained glass blanket that I'm crocheting for hexagons. So yay, done. Another thing done, checked off the list. We're going to move right on to various and sundry. Number of things. So along with everything else that happened last week, since the previous recording, our nanny handed me her 2-week notice. So she is done working for us. She worked with us for over 2 years. So I've had to scramble to put stuff in place. My parents just got here, so hi Mom, hi Dad. Thank you for coming out. They're covering Kid Watch this week while hubby and I work. And then next week, my awesomest, bestest friend ever, Sarah. So we always have kind of joked with her whenever she's come to visit us since the twins were born that, Auntie Sarah, can't you just stay out, like we as adults, Eric and I have said this to her, Auntie Sarah, can't you just stay out here and like nanny the kids and take care of us? Because like we'll come home from work in the evening and she'll have dinner being kept warm in the oven and a new Danish ready for breakfast the next morning. And I'm like, you are here on vacation. Why are you doing this? She's like, you guys need to be taken care of. Well, now she's going to come out here. She's moving from Minnesota to Colorado. She's going to live with us, be our nanny / caregiver. We all need a little caretaking right now. When I texted her about it, she's like, yeah, sure. I'll be out. When do you need me? And every other time she's kind of laughed off and been like, yeah, my sister's asked me to do that too. Well, this time she's actually coming out and going to stay with us. So, yay. I don't have to go through an interview process of people I don't know. The other thing that happened this last weekend was, this like most recent weekend, was Interweave Yarn Fest in Loveland over at the Embassy Suites. So I stopped over there on Friday. Went with Lynn Zim, took hubby and the kids with me, and I don't think hubby knew quite what to do. He just kind of tagged along behind and helped kid wrangle. There was one, I didn't go in looking for anything in particular. There was one vendor I wanted to see. Saw a lot of stuff. There were a lot of new vendors. Didn't take any classes this year, but I haven't before either. So the one vendor I wanted to see was White Birch Fiber Arts, and I was not disappointed. So White Birch, I didn't even notice that. At the bottom of her tags it says, "Friends don't let friends craft with insipid yarn." So this is one of her sock yarn bases. It's an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and the colorway is called Travel Agent for Guilt Trips. And it's this beautiful like olive green that fades to kind of a yellowy that will fade into the purple. It is a self-striping, and she had so many self-stripings, so I had the twins help me pick this out. Which one should mommy pick? And Tara had a different one, but then she and Gabe agreed on this one. So you'll be seeing this sometime soon, I'm sure. So I was like, ooh, I've never had a chance to get her stuff. Yay. And then the other thing that I wanted to do was pick out yarn for sweaters for the twins. I had bought the Heart on My Sleeve collaboration patterns by Tin Can Knits over a year ago. And it's got multiple different designers, but I wanted to knit them sweaters out of that for this next year. So we found what we wanted at Sun Valley Fibers, and they were very nice as well. Gave the kids stickers, and yeah. And they had these, I needed DK weight yarn. And they had the biggest selection of different colors of DK weight yarn in the that the kids could choose from. And of course Gabe beeline for the green, and Tara went straight for the pink. Pink, it's her signature color. She's very southern. And I got their 100% Blueface Leicester Superwash DK weight. This is what Gabe picked. It's called Cricket, but honestly, it's Kermit green. It's Kermit. Now that I look at it, it's Kermit. It's like, oh, that is very retina searing. Thank you, Gabe. And then Tara goes, I want this one. And we have Barbie Doll Pink, which they call Firewatch. It is Barbie Pink. So I have retina searing pink and retina searing green. Barbie Pink and Kermit green. And this is what I'll be knitting sweaters out of, so you'll be seeing that very soon. But the lady running the booth, and I'm sorry I didn't catch her name, was very nice. And of course it came off the tag because I'm sure the kids have gotten into this bag. Gave me a stitch marker Progress Keeper, and it's a little heart-shaped waffle with syrup and a little pat of butter on it. Isn't that adorable? So Progress Keeper, and then a little clasping stitch marker on the end of it. And those are done by, they were selling them, and they were done by the Worsted Pearl, which I've never heard of. I'm going to have to look her up. There's her information. But she gave me one of those stitch markers, probably because I spent over a certain dollar amount in her booth. But she was like, here, because everybody needs a waffle. And I was like, oh, thank you. I took pins along in case anyone said hi, because the last 2 years they have, listeners, viewers have found me. No one did this year, but I was only there in the market maybe 45 minutes, maybe. I would have stayed longer, but hubby was kind of reaching his breaking point, so. Oh, and the other thing, since mom and dad just showed up, my mom had said for some reason, I don't know why, I'll have to ask her, she isn't enjoying knitting with Blue Moon anymore for whatever reason. Or she wants me to have a bigger spread of yarn for the stained glass blanket. So she brought with her, I know she has more Blue Moon than this. I know you do, Mom. You're holding out. You only have the one tote that she could find. I know there's more somewhere in the closet in my old room. This bin is full of Blue Moon Fiber Arts socks that rock lightweight. So I'm going to spend days off that are coming up winding off enough yarn off of each one of these skeins to make, she said, about 3 hexies, and that would leave her enough to make socks or do whatever else. So anything that I don't have, which I already see some that I do, anything that I don't have already for the stained glass blanket, I can pull off of her skeins, she said. So I'm going to be doing that. I don't know how much knitting I'm going to get done. The plan for the, let's see, the next pair of socks I'm going to knit is probably going to be these. This, another socks that rock lightweight in Hawthorne. These are going to be my friend Sarah's birthday socks. She picked this colorway out ages ago. And yeah, she's coming out here to basically save my bacon. So I'll be able to give them to her around her actual birthday rather than waiting and waiting months and months like I have with her Christmas socks that are still sitting on my nightstand and I never got mailed to her. I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend. But like she says, things are busy with you. It's okay. As long as I get them before my birthday, I think it's on time. If she gets her Christmas socks before her birthday at the end of July and then her birthday socks before Christmas, she counts it as okay for me. That tells you how much of a procrastinator I am. So, grab my washcloth because I'm probably going to tear up again. Once again, thank you guys so much. I can't say it. I can't say it. For all of you said that's a Phoebe's family to you too. How many years did we do this show with her sitting under the chair and the background noise of ack, 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 ack. We're not going to have that anymore. So we had, excuse me, almost 9 years of that. I had almost 14 years with her. It's a good life. Even when it's a crappy week, it's still a good life. So, hug your furry ones close for me. And I guess, man, yeah, finishing the socks, I was following, not even realizing it, but following the Elizabeth Zimmerman mantra of knit on with confidence and hope through all crises. When you can't control anything else, all you can control is your knitting, right? So, feels like life is falling apart for me right now. I know it's not. I know it'll get better. I know there's still going to be times where it hits me. I feel like until I sat down today to record, I felt like I had it together pretty well. I know I wasn't done grieving, but I felt like I had it together pretty well, but yeah. So, guess until next week, guys, happy knitting.